my name is Adi. I'm an intermediate over the board chess player with a provisional rating of 1400. In this series, I'm starting a challenge climbing to 2200 in rapid games on chess.com. The twist is that I'm playing the bet as white, and against 1e4, I'm going for the accelerated dragon Sicilian, and against 1d4, I'm aiming for the Leningrad Dutch setup. I've played 8 previous games, and this is the day 9. It's been a little up and down. I lost my last game in the Sicilian. I got into some time troubles. I managed to make my 2 bishops inactive, so I lost that pawn. I lost the game when I dropped the pawn and all of that, but hoping to do better in this one. So let's go grab a game. One sec. Yeah, so let's start a new game. So we get in white. The benefit is that we're still above 1400. So f4 as usual. We are playing Chrono Abyssium. So they joined January, which is cool. I think their network is not pretty strong. If they disconnect, we are playing black. So I think I've played maybe 4 previous blacks now and I've lost 2 or something like that. But we had a very good winning percentage with white, which is the bet, of course. It seems that this game is going to be aborted because my opponent's network is not that good. So maybe we are playing black next. And we get a chance to play the Sicilian or so they finally responded with knight c6. This one I haven't seen before, but let's continue with knight f3 regardless. So if they push d5 now, we just go with e3. So if d5 we push e3 anyways. Probably they want to play a6, but we can continue with knight c3. So d6 to put the bishop on. Well, this allows us to do one thing. Maybe they want to stop. So what happens after that? Maybe a6 and we take it regardless. I mean, with this kind of setup, I've seen it in the Sicilian setup when we play something like f4, they play c5, we play knight f3, and after knight c6, we play e3, and okay. Well, I have never seen something like this before. As you all know, we are new to the structure, but I guess I am still gonna take. Now, I'm not gonna take now. I can castle. I can play d3. I can even play something like d4. Just blocking this bishop. If d4 allows me to play b3. So the move I'm considering here is queen e2 or castle, or something like d3 to just low play it. But since this bishop is blocked, I can play knight c3. So knight c3 followed by b3 and bishop here. So they want to castle. So I'll play knight c3. So if they castle, we castle. Then we get something like queen e2 at the end of that line. So we castle as well. So they probably want to strike in the center now. So this we just trade. So I can play d4 now, stopping c5. Or I can play queen e2 or b3. So there's d4, there's queen e2, and there's b3. if d4 now, and they play something like e5, after d5, if d5, and then we have fe5, and the queen can be traded. So if d4 and they play something like e5, if d5, no, that doesn't work anyway. So that d5 doesn't work. So I can decide to play d4 now, or just queen e2. Or just d3. I think d3 is quite slow since the bishop are off the board. And since the king are castled now, probably we need to start playing something like g4, start dislodging the knight. Okay, I would hold on to d3. The reason why I'm holding on to d3 is because if the knight comes to e5, or to e4 I meant, then I have something like d3 chasing the knight. Yeah, so let me play b3. With b3, and what happens after something like knight? Oh, I think I made a mistake now, because after knight d5 now, I am forced to play bishop b2, and if they take, I take back with the bishop, and they can just double our pawn structure, which I think is void now. So I'll probably play d4 now, and if e5, after d5, we play queen e2. If queen e2, there's a5 with there's, so what I'm saying is d4, and after e5, d5. Oh, and I think then we'll have fe5, and after fe5, if the knight comes to d5, we can't take because our rook on b1 is hanging. And if bishop b2, oh no, okay, no, the bishop is now hanging. So after d4, if they play e5, if d5, after fe5, the knight comes to here, our pawn on e5 is blocking the bishop, so we can safely play something like bishop b2. And if they trade the queen, we trade the queen and bring our rook a to d1, and I think that should be all right. And how do we deal with this knight? No, they can't even trade the queen because the knight is here, and we can take the knight, but they just take back, and we just help them undoubles their pawn. So bishop b2 looks all right. d4, I think I want to strike in the center and just play d4. If they don't continue with fe5 now, I probably want to play something like queen e2 to play queen f2, and we can start with g4 as soon as possible. So I don't think we mind trading. After this, yeah, and the pawn on c6 is undefended. Okay, and with so queen e2, and I'm still very much scared for knight d5. If knight d5, oh, I need not to be scared because the bishop is blocked. But bishop d2 or bishop b2, which one is best? Okay, So okay, maybe we want to start with playing something like g4 now. Okay, so let me play bishop b2. Let me play bishop b2, followed by queen e2, and we can continue with a4. But as soon as I get my queen to f2, we can start with g4 and start attacking on the king side. If bishop f5 now, I just play queen e2 with the tempo, threatening to play with bishop f5, queen e2, and they play bishop e4. Do I just take? If I take, they take back, then I play something like this, but that doesn't do anything. You can just calmly play f5, and I have no way to dislodge the knight. Yeah. And I think I need to play queen e2 as soon as possible. And if c5 now, if they play something like c5, are we just forced to take dc5, dc5? Okay, if dc5, dc5, probably we are forced to play something like rook a b1. And if take, and if the knight comes to d5, you can just safely take, and the bishop on b2 is not hanging in that variation. Well, okay, I think I found a way out to that. Is that if they play something like bishop f5 after queen e2, if they play bishop e4, there's something like probably knight fd2, and the e4 pawn is attacked twice. So they want to take here, here, and if they take with the queen. But after queen e2, if queen e2 now, if they take, we take back. If they take back with the queen, and after something like, let's say, queen g2 or h2, I think they are forced to trade. And if they don't trade and they go back, they are just down a bishop for a pawn. So they are threatening to come here. Okay. And after queen f2, okay, so let me calm down and calculate. So queen f2, so let's say queen f2, bishop takes h3, gh3, queen takes h3. Okay, if queen takes h3, and after something like knight g5, the queen has to go back. If they give check, we just block with the queen, and they are forced to trade the queen. Okay, so let me play queen f2. I mean, if we are able to play something like g4 now, if we play g4, so g4 now, so if e4, okay, we can simply play something like a4, and so let me just play a4 to just avoid any surprise. And if e4 now, if they play e5, after d5, d5, if d5, the knight has to move again. Okay, I think this is a very nice bed. And if g5 now, so let's say gh5. If I play g5, I don't want to make the mistake of locking in my knight again. So I have to like probably calculate this. So if g5, if knight fh7, what's the way forward? Knight 7, I will just safely lock that square. And after h4, how did they develop? h4, if they play something like f5, where's my knight going? Maybe I just continue with e4, e5. But what's the repercussion of playing gh5? If gh5, I know the knight wants to capture on h5. But I don't think I have any move after queen. If queen h4 and bishop takes h3, I have to move the rook. And I think that loses a pawn because I can't take this knight anyway. Okay. So let me play g5. The knight is coming to e4 anyway. And after knight e4, I am forced to move the queen. Oh. Because if here, if this, the knight want to take, and if I push g5 after knight e4, there's no knight e4 because I'll just take the knight. So let me just play this. I hope this is not a bad move. I hope so. I mean, this is hanging now. This is hanging now. If it takes, I just takes. And if it takes here, and I just take here. And if he tries to save the bishop, then I take the rook on f8. We are doing pretty alright on the clock. This is just very, very sharp now. There's not been any capture. Probably want to start with c4 now and just open the position up. Okay. So he wants me to take with the knight. If I take here and he takes here, and how is that knight attacked? So let me just pay attention to calculate this. I mean, this knight is not doing anything. So if I take takes, if c4, yeah, I can't play c4 because after this c4, so takes after this c4, bc4, yeah. If takes, then I'm forced to play king h2. And after king h2, what's the way forward? No, I can't even play king h2 because if we take with the bishop, then I'm just down. So takes, then I'm forced to play something like h3. And the position is just closed. Okay, so let me just take, and let's say h3. I mean, if bishop here, then I just move the rook. And I'm even more scared to play c4 now, because something like rook b8 meant. So after here, if this check, then I just move, I guess. After here, if this check, then I just go king h1, threatening knight h2. No, I can just play king h2, threatening rook g1. Yeah. I think I have misplayed this. So takes, he wants to take back for sure. So what's the way forward? I'm sorry I was keeping mute because my king is under attack and I have no attack on his king. So after dc5, or let me just play c3, but my bishop is just, that's the same mistake I made yesterday, was just keeping the bishop. If I take it just on, and my bishop here is hanging. So if c3, if dc3, cd4, cd4, and if check here, so let me just play this. And something like c4 just closes the position. Yeah, I think that's just hope. So takes, and if I take back, down on time, I'm getting to that position where we start blundering the game away. I mean, I'm forced to take. If I take, and after bishop b8, bishop a3, and this pawn is loose. So let me, oh, let's just blunder. Oh, wow. And I think I'm able to lock the game with this, I guess. Yeah, okay. So after something like, I don't even have any entry point to the game. Maybe I have a break with e4. So let's say king h2. I mean, I don't understand the last previous move. So let's say king h2. Okay. So after knight e4, so this he has to move his. I didn't mean to make that move. So knight e4. I mean, I don't even have, the position is so close, I don't have any entry point to the game. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, well, I have e4. If e4, d4, knight takes e4, if bishop takes e4, there's rook takes e4. Yeah, I think that helps me. I mean, e4 has to open up the position, I guess. Yeah. So takes. Okay. Okay, I still don't have any entry point to the game, which is so sad. Okay, I still don't have any entry point to the game. Well, I am not going to trade my bishop. I don't think I'm ever trading. So if I take, he wants to take. So I'm thinking take on f8. If any take, if I play f5 now, if ef5, because if I decide to trade the bishop, the queen can always come. So I'm not trading. I don't want to trade. I'm not trading. Yeah. I don't feel, yeah, I don't feel convenient trading. Yeah, I knew I was going to play something like this. So let me just double up here. So let me double. Yeah. So I'll play something like king h3 or king h1. I'll play king h1, queen f3, then I'll strike with f5. If ef5, I take on d5. If gf5, then I take on h5. Wow. I think that's a very good plan. And if you decide to play something like queen f6, open to trade the queen, like open to trade the bishop on b2, then I will just continue with my plan of queen h3 or king h1. I think I've genuinely misplayed this and I'm still low on time. I mean, if we lose, we are going to lose 12 rating points because we are playing someone much lower rated. So we are playing Chrono Abyssium. Interesting. I mean, the position is close, but I think maybe positionally we are better. I don't know, honestly. Just felt like Yeah, I think something like king h1. With this position, I know that black are not getting without trying to, you know, sacrifice a pawn, because all this blockade, our pawn on light square, although there's a weakness if this bishop gets into our play, because almost our pawn is on dark square and these pawns are on light square, and there's no way for our dark square bishop to attack. So if takes take, interesting. Wow. So let's say I play something like I don't want to play rook f3. Okay, so let's say I play something like rook f1. So rook f1, if bishop takes, yeah, we just take with the queen, and if queen takes, yeah, we trade back. So let me, because rook f3 doesn't allow us to play queen f3 and do that anyway. So let me play rook e f1. If rook e f1, after e5, do we just take f e5, and if bishop take, we just take with the rook? Yeah, I guess so, yeah. So rook e f1. And if f5 now, I think we can just open up the position. If king h1 and I'm able to achieve queen f3, I think we are much better. And with that, I think I can play f5 anyway. So king h1, the first step. So queen f3. Okay, so after f5, so f5 now. Yeah, I think f5 is pretty solid. I'll be surprised if this move wins all the game. I'll be surprised. So after take, and we are threatening this check. Okay. So if check, king here. So if check takes, after this, oh, so I can play this now. Yeah, I think I can play rook here. So let's say rook here now. If bishop takes, rook e8 check. If the king comes here, oh no. Oh, I'm thinking rook f3. So rook f3 first. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm down a pawn. Okay. So after something like this, so check takes. If check, rook takes. So let's say check. If king takes, if this check, if king come back, yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. How am I losing this game now? Am I losing now? Oh, I'm down 2 pawns. Is this checkmate? Yeah, I think this is checkmate. Is it? Wow, is this checkmate? I think this is checkmate. Yeah, I think this is checkmate. Yeah, I think this is checkmate. I think this is checkmate. Wow. Am I winning? Did he just blunder the game? I think this is checkmate. Black doesn't have a move. I'm tracing mate on h8. Is this checkmate? Oh, I think they blundered the game. Oh my days. I think I'm winning. Wow. Oh, I think I'm winning. So what can white try? There's no check. And if they try something like this, they just loses. And if they play something like this, what happens? If queen b7, after rook h8, that's mate. Rook h8 is mate. And if they play h5, it doesn't work. If they play rook f7, that doesn't work as well. If they play rook a7, it doesn't work. Queen a7 doesn't work. I think rook d7 is the only move that I think rook d7, and I just take, and they just have to give, like they have to, like if I take, and I'll be having a queen and a rook, or a rook and a bishop. Oh, I think that's the only way to stop mate. I think this is mate in 3. I think I'm winning. Down 2 pawn and I'm winning. Yeah, I think rook e was a mistake. And here, rook here was a huge mistake. So here, and after rook here, they just want to... Oh, I think it's not mate. Yeah, that's not mate. That's not mate. So rook h8, rook h7, queen f7 check. I have to try this. Oh, they can block with the other rook. Oh, and there's no way for me to bring my rook into the game. Oh, I think I'm losing. No, I'm not losing. I think I'm losing. Oh, I'm losing this game. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm losing. That was a very good find. Yeah. Oh. I lost again, honestly. I just lost the game. Oh. Did I have any chance of winning? I was winning. How? I was winning with what? I was winning with what? Bishop a3. I saw bishop a3. And if this... Oh, there's bishop f8. Oh. Queen d6. Rook f3 was a miss. Rook takes g. Wow. Oh. Bishop g3 was a blunder. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh. Bishop g3 was a blunder. Or bishop a3. And bishop takes. Oh. So let me go to the game review. I just have to fix the board now. Let me fix the board real quick. One sec. Yeah, I think the board is fixed now. Yeah. So let me go to the game review. That was complete. That was complete nonsense game. That was complete nonsense game. After bishop g7, I wanted to play d4 was absolutely the best move, and d5. Then I play something like b3, and I'm able to develop this bishop. So I didn't play that. Knight f6, knight c3 was good, even though d4 was still screaming. Castle here, I should have taken, so I took. So I had to play d3 immediately. Then I went for b3. Well, b3 and d3 was the same evaluation, so b3 or e4. So I didn't do that. And d4 here was a mistake, because I should have played bishop b2. Here I play h3, bishop d7. Then I had e4 immediately. And after a5, rook fe1 or bishop d2. So queen here was a mistake, and e4 should have been played immediately again, or bishop or queen d2. Here queen d2 was queen f2, g4 was the best move. e4 should have been played there immediately. And after h5, then I had e5. And after knight h7, there's knight h4 if takes. Now there's this, and if bishop takes, there's queen g3, and the bishop go back. Knight d1, I just give up a pawn, and I'm like plus 0.3. So all of that, I just immediately play for to just prevent everything, and my opponent was finding a very good move, which was, it was pretty obvious to find a good move like this in this kind of position. And e4 should have been played. I didn't play e4. They went there, and taking was a huge mistake. Queen d2 was best. Bishop here, rook fe1, c5 was played, which was the best move. c3 was played here, and bc4 was the recommendation. Then I played there, and they didn't take. Then I was able to close the position with b5. And after rook f b8, e4 should have been played again, so I played king h2. And this, if I play queen g2, after this I play knight d2 was the best move, and bishop here, and queen h3 to just trade the queens. And after this, king g3, and after king h2, Stockfish is saying this is better for white, but it's not by much. And takes, and I could have played knight f6 check, and if the king moves, he just loses the queen, so they had to take. And I could have been better with this, and it's an opposite color bishop. And after king h7, rook a2, let's say something like this. There's just bishop g5, cold-blooded. And if they decide to play maybe rook b7, there's bishop c1. That's a very painful loss. Oh my days. I took rook e3 was good. Bishop f8. This was good. King g2 should have been played. Queen f3. I play rook here. Rook c7. Then I play, and rook f1 was the best move. Or rook f1 or rook f3, but I play rook f1 because I had the vision that I wanted to play. This was all mistake, and they started playing some weird move. And king g2 should have been played, because if I had played king g2 and my rook is on f3, then that means that I'm able to protect the rook. So this rook e8. Why can I not just take? Why? Why? So I didn't take, of course. I played rook f3, which was a miss. And after this is like 2.6. And after king h7, there's bishop a3 or queen e5. A queen e5 was a miss. But it says queen e5 is alright. It was even arguing that queen e5 is almost close to the best move in this position. I play queen e5, they play this, and there's queen c5. And if they trade now, and after let's say bishop takes, c6, and if and the rook can move, rook d7. Oh no, rook d7 can be played because the rook is hanging. Let's say rook here, there's just b6, and if this rook move, rook takes, and there's c7, and after rook e1 check, king g2, rook e2 check, king f1, bishop takes, rook takes b2, and there's c8 queen. And after rook b1 check, king g2, and bishop h6. Wow. I'm so terrible at this. I'm so really terrible at this. And after this, I saw queen a8 was a brilliant find, and I could have just finished this game in high hopes, and bishop a3 was the only winning move. And I've seen this idea of bishop a3 in other variations, but I felt like there's nothing the bishop is doing. I wanted to play bishop a3, and after this, which I completely saw, like after, let's say, h4, even this wasn't winning now. So I still had to play bishop f8, or these two, and if this, and bishop b7, I have to trade, and bishop f8. And the rook is pinned. And after king h5, I just take, and there's rook g1, rook h7, there's just b6, h3, there's rook a8, bishop d2, a7, rook h8, b7, if bishop b8, there's rook b1, and if bishop takes on c3, there's rook a8, and he's forced to just trade. Or he just takes here, then I have this, and if it takes, there's just, my days. And I just start playing some weird move after this, and I just start making a series of mistakes. And queen e8 had to be played because I wanted to stop it. And after queen b7, king c6, queen c6. Let's say trade now. So you can't afford to trade. So queen e7. So queen takes c4. If queen e1 check, and queen e4. And I made the final blunder. and here was good. Thank you very much for watching this video. I apologize for the bad game, honestly. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you do enjoy it. Please watch day 8 and I'll see you some other time. Bye.